Hello, Cosmic Witches, and welcome back to the Divine Gossip Girls podcast. Welcome to your January forecast. Happy New Year's, everyone. We are so excited to be welcoming in 2024 with this beautiful cosmic update on what is to come in January. We're going to give you the energetic reading. I will be doing some energetic themes. Maggie will be sharing with us the astrological events, and then Sophie will tie it all together with a beautiful grounding practice to help integrate the energy of the month and just give you some pointers as to where you can focus your attention and awareness with some practices. So we are very excited to jump on into this episode. If you enjoy it, as always, leave us a review. I don't know why I feel the need to say this at the beginning. But truly, your reviews have been doing so much to the podcast. We've been growing and getting our name out across the world, which is super exciting since we just began this podcast. So continue to share it. If these updates are something you truly enjoy, make sure you let us know through the reviews and through sharing it with loved ones. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into the episode.
Hey Cosmic Witches! Divine Gossip Girls here, your one and only source into the spiritual happenings of the cosmos.
Ever wonder what this month's energy will have in store for you? What the planets and stars are even up to? Or if the universe can just help you catch a break already?
Well, lucky you, because we have all the spiritual secrets to tell. Get ready to sip on your weekly dose of divine tea. All right, my love. So I'm going to be taking it away at the start with some energetic updates. So the way I work with this is I just tune into the energy and I share with you guys the themes that are coming through. So for January, we are entering into a new year. And I feel like oftentimes during the new year, we feel like we have so many ideas rushing to us, so many things at once, and we can feel like bombarded with where our direction, our energy should flow. We're like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. But we also have to remember that we are in the midst of winter, which is such a time of slowing down and really going within to reflect. So that is what a lot of the energetic themes are around. And when I was channeling this guidance, it was quite funny because we put like all of our things in a Google Doc, and I always have my intuition come to me in like images. And I was sitting there with my eyes closed and I just saw myself like in a pasture, like a farm field. And I just saw like this open field and it's snowing outside. It's nighttime and the snow is gently falling down. And at the beginning of the document, I wrote nothing else. But Sophie and Maggie saw this and they're like, what is she saying? But I just wrote down blue, snow gently falling. Silence within as things happen around you. Peace receiving serenity. So basically, I wrote that in the doc and they're like, what the hell is this woman talking about? I didn't put the rest of it. But just to share with you guys the image, the energy of what was coming through was this energy of you're kind of sitting in this open field at nighttime. And if you've ever experienced the snow, if you listen to it at night, it's like serene. It's super silent and the snow is gently falling. And through that silence, you're like looking out into the vast open field of possibilities, like endless possibilities, but it's silent. And you're like, what's supposed to come? What's supposed to emerge? I don't know. And out of the darkness, there came like a horse. So it's like the message is that there is something that's going to come within the silence. You might enter into the new year and you feel like your energy is chaotic and so many things are coming to you at once. But what would happen if you found some silence and allowed the message and the direction to come to you versus you scrambling and trying to find it through the ego that it feels so rushed and chaotic? What would be that white horse or that brown horse or whatever color it is that emerges from the darkness when you sit in silence and you let that snow gently fall down? So that's the image that came through, the overall energetic undertone of what I'm getting. So with the themes now that I pulled from that, we leaned into tarot and, of course, my crystal card energetic deck. And the first theme that came through was holistic abundance. And Jade came through for this, which always for me means good fortune. When I pull that, I'm like, something good is coming here. So the Jade came through, and then so did Ace of Pentacles. So something new is coming into focus. Once again, this might be the white horse that's emerging from the darkness. You don't even know what it is, but when you sit in silence, something comes to you. This is the energy of receiving. So new cycles and good karma is manifesting now. Now, when I think of 2024, the numerology of 2024 is the number 8. And this is all about karmic cycles and energetic patterns. And so what I'm thinking is like, you reap what you sow. What is it that you have really been looking for abundantly within 2023? What are the things that you have awakened to or started to notice? That's what you're going to actually see arise in the physical during 2024. So get ready for some new financial opportunities to come into fruition. It may be financial, it may be other sorts of physical opportunities showing up for you. We also have the 6 of Pentacles, which is all about giving. And it's this idea of giving and receiving are part of the same loop. When you give, you will always receive if it's from a heart-centered place, because that's the way the universe works. It's the law of attraction. What you give, you also receive. So you are kind of in the energy of giving, sharing wealth, share more knowledge with those around you. If you have wisdom within, share it with your neighbors, share it with your friends. Giving can be more than monetary ways, right? You have abundance within you. Start to give that, and then you are going to receive it back. So good fortune, holistic abundance within the physical and within emotional abundance as well. And just see that accumulation kind of start to build up, and get ready for some opportunities to come on in. Theme 2 is going within for wisdom. Now, we're going to have a lot of energy of desiring to take action and set our goals in motion and kind of go to that, the energy of the masculine, right? But here's your reminder that you have to first go within for that direction and wisdom. If you have a lot of drive to do right now, right? You have that emotion, like that Capricorn energy is coming through. I'm sure Maggie will talk about it as well, but like the Capricorn energy of being determined, setting goals, incredible. Let's lean into that energy. But before you start taking the action, do it from a place of higher wisdom and your divine guidance versus from the ego. Otherwise, these goals that you set may not actually be fulfilling. They may not actually be something that ends up being sustainable. So go within first. You may also feel into the energy of like the hermit and wanting to go in for a bit of self-reflection. Winter is a time for hibernation. So build those powerful routines that allow you to strengthen your connection to your internal worlds. Integrate empowering thoughts and beliefs. And from that energy of being more in hibernation, you are going to be ready to take the action. But at first, you need that energy buildup. You need that source of connection within so that your intuition versus your ego can guide you as you enter into the new year. Theme number 3 is life purpose unraveling through tapping into what you are curious about. So a lot of times people are like, ooh, follow your bliss, follow your passion. But like, what the hell does that mean? Not all of us are super passionate people, or we're not deeply connected to ourselves that we can even know what our passions are. So what I encourage you to do is lean into what you are curious about this month, not what you think you should be leaning into, but where is your energy taking you? We had the energy of the Empress coming through, which is all around like abundance and femininity and nurturing. So if we really tap into that energy of, ooh, what feels abundant to me? What feels good and nurturing? That is how you're going to be able to find your power and find that purpose and really potential for you to rise. And there's also this idea with the 6 of Wands coming in reverse that we are beginning to carve our own unique path, one that really clicks with you. And you may not be ready to share this with the world yet. And I want you to allow that to be enough. Even though January can bring this energy of doing, maybe it's also a time for you to do for yourself. And then come February, maybe in the springtime, this blooms and blossoms into the physical and you share it with people around you. But maybe right now it's more about internal building that up. And then in time, you're going to be ready to share it with the world. But know that you're carving your own unique path. And this time it is directed by the soul, by divine wisdom. So this is going to be sustainable. No need to rush it. This is actually going to be something that provides you a lot of life purpose and unfolds as you grow and rise. So there is no need to rush and to share it with everyone. Maybe share it with your tight little close space. Allow yourself to really build up that confidence within your path within first before you share it with the world. And once again, we do still have some of that energy of restlessness. So you may kind of have the energy to be like impulsive and share or do this stuff and go, go, go. But we do need to slow down to avoid burnout. A lot of this energy is like clashing where it's like, we want to be doing so much. We want to be going, going, going. But we also need to focus in on resting and focusing so we don't burn out and fall into like this loop of, now I can't trust myself. I can't do this because I'm putting way too much on my plate and everything's falling through. The fourth theme, final theme here, I know we have a lot of themes coming through with January, but there's an overall energetic undertone, once again, that is sitting in the pasture and the horse coming towards you. So theme 4 is opening up to a new level of receiving pleasure and new connections. So this came through as carnelian. So carnelian is all about emotions. It's really with the sacral and the root chakra, pleasure, enjoyment, emotional expression. I feel like a lot of people are connecting to their heart center at this time, and the judgment card came through. So this is really telling me like you are learning to connect to your heart center and your emotional center for you to decide which way you want to go or how you want to navigate certain situations. So with carnelian and the idea of emotions and then the judgment, we're like really feeling into, okay, instead of just allowing my conditioned thoughts to always lead the way, we're starting to tune more into our intuition, our inner knowing, and our heart center. So can you tune into this overflowing wisdom that you actually carry within instead of always looking around you, asking this person, what should I do? Where should I go? And like looking to society to tell you what to do. No, we're starting to connect more to our internal wisdom to lead the way and help you make decisions from that heart-centered place. We also have the Ace of Cups, a new level of love. This level of love can be from ourselves. Once again, us turning on our heart center, divine love with new partners coming in, new friendships coming in, new opportunities coming in, whatever it is, your level of love and your level of heart energy that you bring into the world is growing right now. So allow winter to be this time when you go within to strengthen your connection to your heart with heart tapping, with tuning into it when you need that wisdom instead of always looking around you. And trust me, the more that you build on this, the more you're going to be able to navigate life from a more centered versus chaotic, all over the place perspective. So that was a lot, but I hope that these energetic themes helped you get kind of an energetic undertone. I always recommend, I didn't say this at the beginning, but when you flow through Maggie's, to maybe grab a journal and to write down things that resonate, because not all of these themes are going to click for you. This is a collective reading. So the ones that feel like, ooh, yeah, that feels like it's really resonating, write it down and trust that in January, that's going to be a theme that's pretty strong for you. So Maggie, go ahead and take it away with our astrological reading.
All right. And yeah, I would really recommend grabbing a journal, just like Karlie said, but also I would recommend going back and listening to our December forecast as well, especially if you're new to energy work or you're new to astrology and you want to figure out how you're really affected by different transits, by different planets and all of that, and by the different energies and the different signs. Because yes, hearing what's going to happen can help you plan, but I think it can be extra powerful, especially at the beginning, to look back at what happened last month and how you felt during those times. So I would also really encourage you, go listen to our December forecast, listen to the dates, and look back at what you were doing then, how you were feeling then, what happened in your life, and you can start to see, oh, maybe I feel this way around the new moon. Maybe when things are in Sagittarius, I tend to react more this way, because this is a collective reading, which means collectively, this is what the energy will feel like, but it can always be different person to person. It's always going to affect you a little bit differently. It's like taking a pill and there's a list of side effects because it affects everybody differently. So knowing how you're going to react to these things can be super, super powerful. So go listen to December. Feel free to come back multiple times throughout the month and check in on these dates. Write them down in your journal so that you can see, okay, this is how this affected me. This is how I felt during this time. So I just wanted to, put that out there and also say, even though Karlie was saying at the beginning we were laughing at her little notes, I just always think it's so funny. Like, we don't look at each other's forecasts beforehand. And I love listening to Karlie go through her whole tarot before I do my astrology update, because I have my points for what everything means. I have the hard information here of like, okay, I can't make up that Mercury is going to come out of retrograde, and it just fits so well with what she's saying. And it gets to be magical to hear the coincidences for everyone listening. But for us, I think it's that extra bit of magic of look at how perfectly it came together. So with that being said, let's just jump in. If you haven't listened to December's, that's okay. I just want to give a quick reminder that on the 31st, the last day of December, Jupiter is going direct again. And I just want to remind you of that, because yes, we'll feel it probably on the 31st, but you're going to feel it so much more heavily throughout January. This has been in retrograde for 6 months, and Jupiter is our planet of abundance, of money, of expansion. So if you haven't been feeling so abundant, haven't been feeling so expansive, that's about to flip. And it's in the sign of Taurus, which is also money and abundance. So it's just all of a sudden you're going from it going in retrograde to doubling down on this energy. So I just wanted to do a quick reminder of that one. Then we're going on January 1st. There is a big breath of fresh air here, because like Karlie was saying, there's the cup energy, the new beginning energy. We have a new year starting. We have Jupiter going out of retrograde, and we also have Mercury coming out of retrograde. Mercury is going to be direct in Sagittarius on January 1st. So this means you will start to get clarity on your goals and your own communication, improvement with communication with others, improvement with your technology and all of those things. It's the perfect timing for New Year's resolutions. Really, with Mercury going direct, it's like, okay, I'm so clear on what I want moving forwards. So even though typically I say the energy behind New Year's resolutions, I don't really get behind too much. If you're someone who likes to do this, this is the best year to do it. This is the best year to set your goals. They're so much more energetically backed than any other year, just because you have this shift. Then going on to January 4th, we have Mars entering Capricorn. Mars is it can be more aggressive energy, but it's also just your active energy, your moving forwards energy, and it's moving into Capricorn. So this is that hardworking energy that Karlie was talking about, how you can really open up and realize how much you can create. And with Capricorn, we're also in Capricorn season at this time. So it's important to remember there's a good balance of working hard and getting done what you want to get done, but also you need a work-life balance, because Capricorn energy is the most likely to face burnout, to face anything like that where you just, slip into a hustle energy. So you may notice a tendency to be more a bit grindy or in a hustle energy, but it's also a great sign, because we're moving from the fiery, inspired, spontaneous Sagittarius to a hardworking Capricorn with how we are acting. So if you felt a little more flighty, if you felt like you can't reach your goals, you've been living more like a romantic, whimsy life recently, and you've been having a hard time meeting your goals, this energy on January 4th is going to really help shift into actually making progress. So this is a really great time to make big, but also very realistic goals. So if you don't believe in a big goal that you have, this is the time to be like, I need to do the work to believe in this goal, because this is when I can really start to make it happen. So it's a great time to get nitty gritty with your tasks you don't want to do, but know you need to get done to get back on track. It's a great time for connecting with important or influential people, or to get a new mentor, or to start working with someone new, because it's just a great time to make that connection and to be like, this is going to move me forwards. If there's something you know is going to move you forwards, but you keep putting off, this is the time to do that. Then on January 11th, we have the Capricorn new moon. There's so much Capricorn energy in the beginning of this month. It's basically hitting you over the head with it. It's so much. We have the Capricorn new moon on January 11th. This is an amazing time for setting brand new goals, especially around money, business, or finances and investments, or improvement of any kind you want in your life, like home improvements, very physical things. This can be for the next 2 weeks until the full moon, 1 month until the next new moon, 6 months until the next Capricorn big moon event, or even a year. That's what I like to do. I'm like, okay, let's start with my goals and manifestations for the next 2 weeks, then month, then 6 months, then the next year, and just really map it all out for myself. This is a time to bridge the gap between realistic goals and manifestations or spiritual goals and work. It's a great time to bridge that spiritual and realism kind of worlds that live within you, your humanness, your spiritual side. Then, sounds like I'm making this up, the amount of Capricorn energy, but then we have Mercury entering Capricorn. This is so much Capricorn energy because we have Mars in Capricorn. We're in Capricorn season. We now have Mercury in Capricorn, and it's just so much. This is disciplined mental energy, amazing for planning. Just keep up these goals. Keep figuring out how you can make them work. Keep trying to open yourself up to believe that you can have bigger and greater goals. 2024, this year, can be really successful, and it can be a great year to cultivate success, whatever that means to you. So maybe it's figuring out, what does success look like to me? What does that term even mean to me? You can look out because conversations are more likely to be blunt, short, and to the point. So don't take it personally. And also just maybe watch out for that. If it's a time that you do need to be more empathetic, everyone's going to be more in this energy. You can also tend to be cautious with your goals, like I was saying. So allow this abundance of Jupiter being direct in Taurus to allow you to dream big. And you may need to push yourself to dream a bit bigger. But if you can push yourself and take your goals and multiply them and believe in them, it might feel scary and a little bit unrealistic at first, but this is when the foundations to actually reach those goals are going to be the most powerful, the most potent. And then we start to leave some of the Capricorn energy behind. So we have January 20th, the sun enters Aquarius. So we enter Aquarius season. This is a time to cultivate your independence and activism and what you care about and believe is right. So we're leaving behind that sort of grindstone hustle energy, and we're moving into passion projects. It's about things that you believe in, things you want to speak up for. It's embracing your uniqueness and leaning more on your quirky, different side. It's an amazing time to cultivate change if you can focus on it. You may have to push yourself a little bit because these Capricorn transits and Capricorn energy in the air might say, this is not a time to focus on your quirky, unique side project. It's a time to get really realistic with your goals. And you're like, no, this is the time for that energy. So there might be a little bit of pushback there, but whatever you can, embrace that uniqueness that is within you during Aquarius season. Then we have January 20th, Pluto enters Aquarius. Pluto is really, it's moving, it's retrograding a bit, popping in and out, but it really hasn't made a big move since 2008. And starting, it's been doing it a little bit back and forth, and now we're going back into Aquarius, and then starting March 23rd, 2023, so we'll talk about this more in March, that's when it stays in Aquarius for probably another good 15-ish years. I'd have to look up the exact dates, but Pluto doesn't move very often. So this transit is really, really big, because Pluto is the planet of transformation. So, like I said, it moves every 12 to 30 years. The last 15 years, it's been sitting in transformation in Capricorn. So through hustle culture, hard work, organization, and realism. And now it's the age of transforming through your individuality in an unconventional way that's unique to you. This is a huge opportunity for anyone following any sort of unconditional path, because this is your time to shine. This is the time that transformation can be had through your uniqueness, through doing something a little different. Karlie is losing her mind. I wish you could see her. She's flailing around, but it's an amazing time for anyone who wants to be a little different and embrace that unique side of themselves. It's huge for manifestors. It's huge for anyone pushing against realism, saying, I can think my way into my own reality. That's Aquarius energy right there. This is an amazing time for change politically as well. It's going to be, I really think, an amazing time for just huge shifts in our world, because Aquarius sticks up for the underdog. Aquarius energy is the first one you're going to see at a protest, the first one you're going to see standing up for what they believe in. So having this energy be what we can now transform through even more. I mean, you can always transform through that energy, but now the universe is backing you on that. So this is a huge, huge transit. It's something I would really ask yourself, how can I transform through my uniqueness? How can I transform through being myself, through being different? How do I lead my life in a different way that's going to change me, that's going to change the world around me? Then on the 23rd, we jump back into Capricorn a little bit. So we lost that Capricorn sun energy, but now we're heading right back in because Venus is entering Capricorn. This can be a time of commitment and settling down. People say, like they joke, cuffing season is around wintertime when you're feeling more lonely. It's like, oh, you get cuffed to someone, you settle down, you get a relationship, but this really is the energy of that coming in on the 23rd. It can cause this intense feeling of closeness, which is great, but you do want to look out for, in relationships, but also friendships, in like trauma dumping from others and from yourself, from trauma bonding or codependency. You really want to look out, because during Capricorn, you are seeking so hard to find roots, to find someone to feel reliable, to be able to be reliable for someone, that it's really easy to get into a codependent relationship or extra codependent within your relationship. And we're stepping into all this Aquarius energy. So it's like, no, you still have to be an individual. It's amazing for getting serious about your finances, and an extra boost for making money, especially in doing what you love, because you'll have that Venus in Capricorn during Aquarius season. You have the ability to make connections in all areas of life. This is enhanced if you choose to focus on them. So it's not just relationships, it's friendships, it's work partnerships, it's whatever you are looking for in connections. That's what you can really call in more, but you have to be like, this is a goal of mine. This is something I'm taking seriously. However, it can be hard to warm up to new people during this time. So it can really help you to go deeper in current relationships, but that doesn't mean you can't call in new ones. It's just more likely that you're just going to go deeper within the relationships you already have. So then we move on to the 25th. We're almost at the end here, 25th of January with the Leo full moon. This is a great time to reflect on your courage and confidence and how far you've come within your own self-development journey. It's a time to listen to what your ego has to say, because this is when it'll be at its loudest, and then decide how to act in a more aligned way. If you can listen to your ego on the 25th of January with it screaming that everything is going up in flames and that you need to keep yourself safe or whatever you need to do, and then decide, yeah, but that's not what I want to be doing. What I actually want to be doing is this other path. So it's like, okay, my ego just really put a, big spotlight on where my limiting beliefs are. And so then you can start listening and start to work through that. You want to focus on play and maybe be a bit indulgent to what you want to do. So feed the ego in a positive way. Hear it screaming, listen to it, do that shadow work, and then be like, here's some ice cream. Like, what do you need to do to feed that ego to make it happy? Be a little bit indulgent and allow yourself to feel pampered and loved and held, but then actively go against what that ego is really screaming at about really what's not going to be supporting you moving forwards. It's a great time just for that shadow work, but also for heart-centric and heart healing work. The best time is during the Leo full moon. And then finally, we have January 27th, where Uranus goes direct in Taurus. So honestly, we should just be feeling like so relieved, just relief after relief in January, because we have all these planets that have been in retrograde for so long going direct. And we have these planets that haven't moved in years going into new signs and new energy. It really should feel like, just like I said before, a breath of fresh air, or just brand new energy. And this has been in retrograde since August 28th. So for about 6 months. And this is our planet of rebellion and upheaval. So it going direct in Taurus, but then in Aquarius season is going to be so amazing for just allowing ourselves to set ourselves free. It may have put a pause on change in your life, but now any change you may have tried to initiate and kept hitting blocks will finally be able to move forwards again. This can be especially the case for career changes or changes in finance, because this is the sign of Taurus. You'll find that you're more likely to feel change in your finances, but also in day-to-day habits and in your home life, because Taurus is a little bit more that day-to-day routine, the monotonous routine, but it's going to allow you to breathe fresh air into it again and really feel like it's yours again. It's going to feel like, oh, things are changing and I'm okay with that and it feels good, and this is what I've been waiting for since literally the end of August. So that's what we have. That's the last transit of January. You'll have a break for about 4 days there before another transit happens in February, but that's what you have to worry about in January. I know it's a lot, but write it down, come back to it. Feel free to just come back to this episode multiple times. Maybe you want to come back once a week and listen to, okay, what do I have coming up this week? Working with the energy that's around you is so powerful. It can help that struggle that you may feel against yourself, against the world energetically so much. So realize this doesn't have to dictate how you feel, but it can help you get more alignment with the world around you. And so that's a ton of information from Karlie and I. And now let's hand it over to Soph to wrap it up in a nice little bow and realize, how can you actually take this moving forwards and really work with it?
Well, just like we did in our last forecast, if you listened, I think I'm going to just get us all to take a deep breath together. Everyone who's listening, and also Karlie and Maggie, you can join us. And just taking a deep breath and just grounding into this cosmic roller coaster that we are taking you on, that you're fast, like secured in it, you're safe in it, and we have got you and guiding you through it all. So just grounding into this cosmic roller coaster, knowing that it's okay, knowing that you're safe. And I just ask yourself, like, as you listen to both Karlie and Maggie, I want you, if you haven't already, to write down or even underline, like, what did resonate with me most throughout both of those readings? What was my intuition? If I were to drop my ego, what is my intuition feeling most called to, like, lean into and to tap into with what came up? Because a lot of it spoke to me as well. A lot of it about the abundance, about, like, your heart, like keeping your heart open. I kind of, like, what I took from it was, like, keeping your heart open, keeping your mind open, starting to allow yourself to connect deeper, or if not, start connecting with your intuition and your heart center, and allowing, like, as I am a Leo, so I have a big ego, but I also have a fucking bigger heart. So it's like putting the ego to the side and starting to connect with your heart as you move forward into this new beginning, into this new year. And obviously, like both of the girls said, like, we are, like, with Maggie's astrology, like, your goals are energetically backed. So, like, we are passionate people. We are, like, passionate. We are motivated, or we've got these goals we want to go for, right? So start stepping into them, but also coming back to the kind of souls that we actually are as well, and we want to align with them. We want to be creating from within. So what I want to give you guys today is some journal prompts, some mantras, and some practices. Okay, so take another deep breath and let's go. To be fair, Karlie and Maggie were intuitively saying some of the prompts more or less during the reading, but I'll kind of come back to them. So with some of the prompts, we'll put these in the show notes for you guys as well to come to, but write these down if you can. But the first prompt I got from, this is obviously just, like, overall, like, I didn't want to go into every single bit, you know. This is just the kind of overall prompts, overall mantras and practices. So the first prompt that I've got for you guys today is, as we step into this new year abundantly, what does success mean to you? Okay, as we step into this new season, this new chapter where abundance is going to start flowing a lot easier, thank goodness. So what does that mean for you? And if you were to remove all logic and fear, what would your bigger vision look and feel like, and starting to tap into that from like that heart center place. If you were to remove the logic, remove the ego, remove the fear, and start connecting with that bigger vision for you, what would that feel like in your body? What would that look like from your intuition? If you were to tap into your intuition, what would that feel and look like to you? But also, realistically, how can you start making this happen? How can you start bringing that bigger vision into your reality now and do your part in stepping towards that? Okay. So like I said, I will put these prompts in the show notes, so you'll have them, but you can write them down, you can pause and write them down. I have another final one that I want to add as well, because it kind of aligned with me too, so I wanted to add in. But to be fair, Maggie kind of roughly said it as well, but what makes you unique? Yeah, so what does actually make you unique and you? And how can you start to embrace that energy within you to heighten your magnetism for your manifestations and this transformation, this change coming? Okay, and starting to tap into that. With the practices that I want to give you guys, because we're stepping into the new year, we've got loads of like big energy happening. I really just want you guys to remove any beliefs stopping you from prioritizing yourself, your intuition, and working with your body and working with your heart and your intuition, removing the need to push so hard, to fight so hard as we step into this new year, and actually start to cultivate a loving practice with yourself each day. So coming into yourself each day, having some self-connection and abundance ritual every day, and always coming back to yourself as you're stepping into all these different energies and all these different themes. Always coming back to yourself, always recentering with yourself, having daily morning check-ins even before you get out of bed, and being more intentional with working with yourself. And this is something that I'm constantly working on as well, and constantly leaning into as well, as we can get into the ego, or we can get into what others are doing or how we think it should be. But when we can come back and recenter and realign with our inner selves, our heart center, and our intuition, that's when the clarity comes, the connection comes, that things flow a lot easier to us. So allowing yourself to remove any blocks, any beliefs, any limiting beliefs stopping you from prioritizing this, because when you start to do it, you will start to feel things flow more easier, things happening for you, clarity coming forward, all because you're starting to come into yourself and work from that place rather than a place of from outside of you, and starting to really build that strong self-awareness as you move through your life, through daily meditation, journaling. You can take those prompts, you can go back to these prompts throughout the month. Intuitive movement, that's something that I really love doing. If I'm feeling quite resistant and I need to tap into myself, I'll just move with my body, allow energy to flow, and allow the kind of clarity to come forward from that place as well. And really just starting to prioritize connecting with your next level self, your higher self, your heart, and your intuition as you step into this energy of abundance, this energy of action, and this energy of like new beginnings. So that's the kind of practices that I just want to give you guys. They're pretty simple, nothing too extraordinary, but the main thing is I just want you to give yourself permission and know that you're safe to trust yourself. You're safe to trust yourself. You're safe to connect with your heart and your intuition and let those parts of you lead the way. Okay. And to wrap it up, I want to give you some mantras. I really liked how Maggie said it's time to shine. I love it. Whenever anybody adds in a little shine, I'm like, yeah, let's go. It's time to shine. I'm excited for the new year. And honestly, like these kind of collective readings is also to infuse some excitement into you guys as well. Like get you excited to want to work with this energy, get you excited about the possibilities that lie ahead of you, that are available to you. So I really want you to take these mantras that we're going to be putting into the show notes as well, and allow them just to sink deeper and deeper into you, into your heart, into your body, into every cell of your being. So the first one is, I am open and ready to receive all the abundance and opportunities I rightfully deserve. And again, we'll write these down. And as we step into this new year where abundance is going to start flowing a lot easier, I want you to start allowing yourself to receive it. To not block yourself off to receive it, and actually just fully open your heart to receive that, because you deserve it and it's coming towards you. And the next one is, the universe always surprises me with opportunities that allow me to thrive. Now this is one that I absolutely love, one that I always come back to as well. And it really does shift a lot of your energy. So the universe always surprises me with opportunities that allow me to thrive. And I know that Karlie spoke about how new beginnings, new opportunities are coming our way. So really allowing the universe to surprise you with these opportunities. My next one is, I have loads. I feel like all these mantras come and I'm like, take them all. The next one I really want to give you though is, it is safe for me to dream big and trust in myself to make it happen. As we step into this new year, we're going to be manifesting our goals, and they're going to be energetically backed, and we're going to have that energy and that excitement because of the new year. So really sit with that and allow that belief to start sinking deeper into you of, it is safe for me to dream big and trust in myself to make it happen. It is safe for me to dream big and multiply it. So when you're connecting with that bigger vision of how that feels and how that looks, have that mantra with you of, it is safe for me to dream big and multiply it. It is safe for me to listen to what's coming forward from my heart and my soul. It is safe for you to drop your ego and let your heart lead the way. Okay, amazing. I want to just take another final deep breath in. Take these prompts away, take these mantras away, take these practices, this permission slip to allow yourself to work with your energy, work with the energy of these readings this next month, and have fun with it, you know? Be grateful that you have this resource, this support from us to guide you along this cosmic roller coaster. That's what came forward when you guys were talking. I was like, I feel like I'm on a cosmic roller coaster, but like, let's put our hands in the air and have fun. Have fun on this roller coaster this next month. And please reach out to us through Instagram. We'll have our Instagram handles linked, or you can even send us an email of what resonated with you, or even as you go through the month of January, if anything comes forward and you want to let us know, like, we want to know, we want to connect with you guys. And like Karlie said, we have had an amazing response with the reviews and ratings, and we're so grateful. We're so grateful. So we want to connect with you on that deeper level. So please reach out with anything that resonates with you, anything that happens throughout January that you want to let us know, and we want to celebrate you as well. But amazing. Girls, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, we're just so grateful that we get to do this, and that you guys have just banded around us so much and been like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to hear, because we feel like it comes so naturally to just collaborate together and create a little bit of magic here. And to know that it's felt on the other side as well is really, special to us. So thank you.
So please reach out and connect with us. Even if you take a screenshot, we would love for you to take a screenshot of the podcast and share it to your Instagram stories, tag us in it, or even send it to your spiritual bestie, so that we can all tap into this energy together into the new year. But thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I hope you enjoyed this January forecast. I hope you have the most magical new year, and we will speak to you next month. Next month?
Next year. Next month. Yeah, next year, technically. This comes out on the 31st.
Oh my god, yeah.
Next week as well, just not a forecast. Yeah, see you next year.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.